Hello all and welcome to this unexpected kind of special little pickups video I'm bringing to you today. So what happened? Well, I was scrolling through my Twitter feed yesterday and I stumbled across a tweet from @GameTelford, and that tweet was that his store was indeed selling all last generation pre-owned Xbox 360 and PS3 games for 99p each as a clearance. So with that news, I knew my local store in Harlow Town was one of those stores that still stocked last generation pre-owned stuff, so I couldn't get in my car quick enough and I drove straight there. So when I got there, I had a look at the stuff and they were all still priced up at $1.99 and all their old labels. So I approached the staff and said, "Hi, I've seen this tweet and he's saying that all of his games in his store with regards to last generation pre-owned at 99p each. I'm led to believe this applies here. Can you just confirm that for me?" Anyway, she went away for a very short time, discussing it to her two colleagues, and said, "Isn't it nice that our management let us know this sort of things? Yes, sir, they are indeed all 99p. And I said, "Thank you. I'll warn you now, I am picking one up of every game I own, even Kinect, by the way, people. I haven't even got a Kinect sensor. So one Kinect game there. So I said, just to warn you now, yeah, I'll be picking up one game of everything that I don't own and be bringing it to the counter." She said, "Okay, that's fine." I had a little chuckle and I told her the story as to why later with regards to going for the full set. Anyway, a few stats before we get going. As I say, I was a bit sort of trigger happy with my hands, and I was literally just picking up everything that I needed. So there were 4 games that I could have actually bought cheaper at CEX that were 50p each at CEX. There were 5 games that were £1 at CEX, so it was only a small saving of 1p, but probably would have picked them up even if I had no information. And then finally, 17 games were more than £1, at least £1.50 or more. There are a couple of real turn-ups here, so I will go through them all individually right now and show you what I picked up. And you'll see where I busted out and where I got very lucky with. So let's move the stack down and make a start on showing you the games. And the first one up is Baller's Chosen One. Now, I took a punt on this because I know it's a sports title, but it's not one of those year-on-year ones. So I thought it might be well worth a punt and might be worth £1 or more. Yep, got that one wrong. That one is one of the 450p titles. However, that one did scan through at 75p and was the only game to do so. So I will show you the receipt at the end as well, and you can see that and see the total on there. So Ballers was the first game that I actually picked up. So from Ballers, we went to a copy of BioShock 2. So don't own a physical copy of this, so now I do. So very pleased to have that one for 99p. As I say, look, they were all priced up with their old labels. So it had 1.99 on it. But like I say, I'm going to show you the receipt and you'll see that they did all cost me 99p at the end. So BioShock 2, a very, very good game for only 99p. And so is Dishonored, another good game there for 99p. Is worth mentioning, by the way, BioShock had its manual and so does this one. There were 3 or 4 games that didn't have manuals, so I was going to take all these labels off, but I thought I'd leave them on for the video. But I did go through them all, take their security seals off to see what we had manual-wise. And Dishonored is one of those games that has a manual, as is the next game, game number 4, which is Max Payne 3. However, sadly, Max Payne 3 does have a broken box, but I do have a replacement upstairs for that one. And as you'll see, that one is manual. And this little extra bit of paraphernalia here, both discs are in there. There we go, we have Max Payne 3. The next game is The Rise of the Argonauts. Has an Xbox 360 must-buy sticker on the front there for some reason. I know nothing about this game, but as I say, it was 99p and I didn't own it, so it's another one off the massive list that I need to get for the full set. So Rise of the Argonauts. Okay, next up is another one of the 50pers. Now, I took a punt again on this one. I don't know why, because it was the Lions Tour edition, so I thought there might be something special about it. Turns out not. It is complete in box with manual, but I do need it. So, yeah, it should have been 50p, but I paid 99p for that one. Okay, so next up, we have one of the more successful titles in the bundle, and that is Ridge Racer Unbounded. Now, CX will sell you this one for £3. Limited edition, apparently. Sadly, no manual on this one. This is one of the 3 or 4 that has no manual. So, Ridge Racer Unbounded, pleased to have that one. That was one that I nearly picked up in the challenge last time round, but I had a feeling it had no manual in, so I left it behind. However, this time I grabbed it. I don't actually see it around that often. Next up we have is WWE All Stars. You'd think this would be one of the 50p ones, but it's not. This is actually one of the £1 ones. No manual, unfortunately. That's one of the other ones that doesn't have a manual. There's not many of those left, by the way, but that one doesn't have a manual. So WWE All Stars. So I do like my wrestling, and I like this wrestling game by the looks of it because it's more arcadey and a little bit more over the top than all the serious ones. So yeah, I'm looking forward to giving WWE All Stars a try. Next up, we have Sleeping Dogs. Now, I own this as part of a bundle on the 360, and I actually own it digitally on the Xbox One. However, I was very intrigued to have this because of the fact it was the limited edition, had the manual and the paraphernalia in there, and the artwork on the limited edition is a little bit different. It's just a little bit of a different colour there, which I thought was pretty snazzy. And the fact that it's not in the collection, and I needed a copy, I thought as well worth picking up there and then for 99p. So next up we have Warriors, excuse the pronunciation here, Orochi 3. Sorry, I really don't know. But yes, we have this one again. I shouldn't really need to keep saying the price, another 99p. And this one, CX on Warriors Orochi. Let's just have a look at that one. Yeah, this one was £2, so this was like half price. I knew that one was a little bit more. Next up is probably one of the is one of the highlights of the lot, and that is Enemy Front Limited Edition. Didn't know a lot about this game. Nice mint kind of looking manual there. Now this one was going to be sold at CX to me if I'd have gone there and picked it up for £5. So this was one of the best ones in the bundle. There is one that's actually better. So yeah, we have Enemy Front complete with manual. Next up is a game I'm probably never going to play, but I will own them. They're just not my kind of thing, unfortunately. But we have Final Fantasy XIII, and the weight of this is quite something. That's because the manual is really thick. Both discs are in there, or both discs, I say. There's actually 3 in there. It's a 3-disc game, Final Fantasy XIII. So it's crossed off of the collection at least. So we have Final Fantasy 13, and that one would have been £2.50 in CEX. So next up I'm going to show you 3 games at once because I bought a whole trilogy. So Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, and as I say, all for that wonderful price of 99p. Now Mass Effect 1 would have been £1 in CEX, 2 would have been £1.50, and 3 would have been £2. I don't know if you know, but the cool thing about number 3, by the way, is not that it has both discs in there, is that it actually has a reversible cover. So if you want to be the dude, obviously the person that owns previously wanted to be the female on the outside, then you could switch that round and you can have someone else shown on the front. But there we go, we have the Mass Effect trilogy for basically £3, which is absolutely awesome. I own 2 of these digitally. I don't own 3 at all. And the criminal thing about this trilogy is I haven't got around to playing it yet. So we must get onto that soon. I've heard so much about it, and I really do want to get started. But there we go, we have the Mass Effect trilogy for basically £3. And next up we have a Tom Clancy game, and it's Splinter Cell Double Agent. So yep, this was one of the ones that would have cost £1. Moving straight on from that one, we have Spec Ops The Line. This one would have been £2.50 in CEX. So Spec Ops The Line, another one complete in box and manual, as was the previous one, by the way, people. Forgot to show you that. But Spec Ops The Line, another one there. And onto another war game, we have Battlefield 4. They had multiple copies of this. Includes the China Rising expansion pack. Apparently, I did specifically pick this one out for that reason. And whether the code still works or not, I don't know. It's still in there, complete in box with manual. So Battlefield 4, have that to go alongside Battlefield 3, which I already own. On from Battlefield 4 to Darksiders 2 Death Rides pack. I think this is another one that, yeah, was with no manual. But well worth 99p, Darksiders 2. And from Darksiders 2, which is a £1 game, by the way, that one, we move on to Dragon's Dogma, which is another £1 game from CEX. This is a complete box with manual one. So I think we've had all the ones that without manuals turn up yet. Don't hold me to that, we'll keep opening them. After Dragon's Dogma, we do have Enchanted Arms. Game I know nothing about, not heard of before, but that is complete in box with manual. So don't know a lot about Enchanted Arms. And then we have, is it the final 50p game? No, 3rd out of 4 50p games, and that is Top Spin 4. I did actually put this back and thought, yeah, that's 50p, and I picked it up again and said, you know what, I actually kind of like tennis games, so I'm going to take a punt on it, and failed. So, but I'm still pleased to have it because I don't own it. So Top Spin 4, 50p. Onto the only Connect game I bought, and the final game, which would have been 50p, UFC trainer. I don't even know the Connect sensor yet. I will do one day, but my living situations don't mean I actually have the room to use a Connect sensor. So that's not top of my list, but I will be picking up the Connect games because I want the full set as and when they come around, and one day I will be able to play them. No doubt. Next up is the highlight of the lot, the one that costs the most to buy at CEX, and to me it surprised me. It was World Rally Championship 4. I expected to look this up and hoped to be more than £1. However, when I searched it on CEX, I actually had to double search it because I couldn't believe that this complete in box with manual game was actually being sold in CEX for £8, and I went to Game and picked it up for 99p. So that was a real turn up for the book. I did not expect that. On to something else that I kind of didn't expect, and that's because it was WWE 2K14. I thought, again, this is one I picked up and put down a couple of times because I thought, oh, this is a 50p here in CEX. Turns out this one's £2 in CEX. And it said including the Ultimate Warrior, and it has the manual. It has that code in there somewhere. I did see it. Yep, there it is. So I'm hoping they haven't used that, because I would like to be the Ultimate Warrior. It's one of my favourite wrestlers from back in the day. This one also, it has the Rock on the cover, but this is also another reversible cover. If I can do this, where you can also be, you can probably just see his head sticking over the disc there. You can also have Daniel Bryan on the outside if you want. So there's another reversible cover where you can choose either or. So yeah, this is actually my first 2K game when it comes to wrestling that I now actually own. So they are something that I'm going to have to collect in the future. It's just that I thought I picked that one up there and I paid off a little bit. I saved 50% basically. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have been counting, which I highly doubt, even I haven't been counting, then that's 25 games, and we are on to the very last game, and we kind of hit the alphabetical order there at the end, and we have Watch Dogs, another game which I've always been intrigued to have a little go of, and now I can at some point complete box of manual with extra bits there. So we have Watch Dogs. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the last game of the 26, which I rushed out to a game in Harlow Town Centre and bought. Time to show you the little receipt here, just quickly, because we have some more stats on you for overall. If you look there, you'll see that's 75p for the Ballers one, so that one scans through at less, probably was meant to be priced up at that. And then as we'll go through to the bottom here, you'll see they're all 99p. And then bottom total there, £25.55. You'll notice they charge me 5p for a carrier bag as well. But I needed that, honestly. When they said, do you need a carry bag? I said, well, I might need two. So don't worry, we'll get me one big one. But there you go, they charged me for it. So no qualms with that, I needed it. So ladies and gentlemen, I bought 26 games for less than £1 each, totaling, take away the bag price, £25.50. And ladies and gentlemen, before I sign out, I just want to say, if you're not following at Games Telford on Twitter, you need to, just because of the reasons I said at the beginning. Also, like to thank him personally for actually just posting it out there, and so us collectors can go out and pick up a bargain. Kudos to you, sir. You really, really do deserve some commission, because there's people heading over to stores all over the country that love seeing that tweet, because that's an absolute bargain. Even though I missed out on 4 games when I could have paid 50p, I gained what is 50% overall, because the final figure, which I haven't actually brought up to you, CEX would have charged me, and I couldn't have scripted this any better or worked it out even if I tried, I reckon. CEX would have charged me exactly £50 for that stack of the combined total. So I saved nearly 50% on this stack of games, and as I say, didn't even pay less than £1 a game. You know, you cannot moan at that at all. I mean, if I was to wander around to CX and trade them all in, by the way, I'd only get £19.70, but at the end of the day, I'm not trading them in, I am keeping them. But I've made a massive saving on the retail prices of them. So ladies and gentlemen, it is time to wrap this video up and just say thank you very much for watching. Please comment below as to things like games that stand out for you, games I should play first, hidden gems, all that sort of stuff. So yes, please comment. Please also like and subscribe and share as well. And finally, as always, take care.